So we say, oh, I'm going to avoid these things. And that's like where everybody comes from. It's not just one person. We all do it. But saying like, I'm going to add in more whole foods, that already puts you, like, it sets you up to win.
All right, welcome Hustle and Fit family. How is it going? I hope you guys are all having an awesome week. I am very excited to introduce you to someone that I've just recently met. I think is awesome. I'm actually going to introduce you to Micayla Greco. She's a certified personal trainer with a background in musical theater and communication. She also has a passion for stage, and as well as she's very fierce in terms of the way she treats her body, as well as in how she does her acting career. So she loves to go all around in everything that she does. And she strives to lead a healthy, holistic lifestyle and help her clients do the exact same thing. So her ultimate goal is to guide clients to find their deeper purpose and unlock their fullest potential. So welcome, Micayla. How's it going?
It's going great, David. Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness. So you're like the all-arounder. You've got like personal training, you're doing acting, you're dancing, you're singing. I mean, what's your story? How did you get into all of this?
Honestly, I can remember like when I was like 5 years old watching American Idol and seeing Kelly Clarkson win for the very first time. I was like, I am going to be a singer. Like, I just was like, I need to be on stage. I remember like 5 years old. And so since then, I wasn't very good for a very long time. So I worked really hard. I ended up going to college for musical theater. I got a BFA in musical theater, and I minored in communications. Then fitness just kind of followed along with it, because with dance, like I was not forced into a lot of dance classes, but dance was definitely my weakest point in college. And so I worked my butt off to get better. And then I ended up finding stage combat.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
So I have like 5 different fight certifications for stage combat as well, which is like, that's a fun fact about me. And since then I was like, oh, this feels like kick ass. Can I say that on here?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, I was like, I felt so kick ass, and I was like, I want to keep like strength training and getting stronger and getting better, like physically better. So at first it was like a vanity goal, but then after a while it just became like my outlet and how I stayed sane. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to get certified in this. And here I am. Here I am about a year later. I got certified last April.
Wow.
So only a little over a year, actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so how do you incorporate that? Like, do you feel like your strength training directly relates to what you do in your acting and singing, and how does it actually help you overall?
Overall, I think it just has become like a determination thing. Like, it's helped me stay focused on the thing that I love about fitness the most is really like, you set goals for yourself and then you get to see like the progress. For me, it used to be just like all or nothing, hit the goal. And then if I didn't hit the goal, I was like feeling like a failure. And, different things I tried my whole life just weren't working because I had this all or nothing mentality. And then I finally just like focus on the progress, and the progress of saying like, okay, today maybe I'm lifting 5-pound dumbbells, but tomorrow I'm going to try the 10s, just something simple as that. And just that motivation of like finding the progress and the actual journey has helped me so much all around in my life. Because it's everything. Everything is a journey, It's not just a fitness journey. So, everyone's like, yeah, I'm on my fitness journey. And like, I say it too. But it really is. Like, it really is, like, people didn't start where they are today. They got there somehow. And that's how it is with theater. That's how it is like with singing. I didn't start where I am today. I worked for it, and like, I'm still working, like I'm still learning. Yeah. And I think it just carries over into all aspects of my life.
I like that. That's kind of the hustle and fit mantra, which is
Yeah.
there is no balance. You pretty much bring it into every aspect of your life. So
Hmm.
now, when you're now you've been training clients, I guess, for over a year now. Like,
About, yeah.
what do you find that they're having? Like, typically when clients come to the door, what do you find that they're the biggest challenges that they're facing when they first start with you?
I mean, so I've worked with a bunch of different clients, whether it's like weight loss or strength training. I think a, the biggest thing that I've seen amongst clients is a lot, especially the female clients that I've worked with, is that they don't necessarily know what to do in the gym.
Mhm.
And so like that's why they seek out help, is because they feel lost. They're like, well, you know, I'm not deadlifting, I'm not heavy lifting like these bodybuilders over here. So they stay on like the cardio machines or something.
Mhm.
And I used to be the same way. I used to just be like, oh, cardio, who needs
Anything else?
weights?
Exactly.
But I hated working out. Like, true fact, no one actually likes cardio, but we have to do it.
Exactly. They make
It's
it.
so true. So just like I love helping women, especially just finding that they can feel strong, that they don't have to lift hundreds and hundreds of pounds to like get the results that they want, that they can just do these simple resistance exercises with or without weight, and then they can still get stronger and feel just all around better. Um, so I think the biggest issue that I do see with clients is that they have that all or nothing mentality when they start, but then after just a few weeks of working with me, I see that kind of shedding. And I've heard people being like, you know what, like my main goal was just weight loss, but honestly now it's just to feel better. I'm
Yeah.
like, good.
Awesome.
That's what I want. So
That's
yeah.
that's good actually. They're kind of moving to the next phase.
Yeah.
Now, typically with a client, you might have more extended time and to grow with them and work with them over a period of time. But you're an actor, so I wanted to know, have you ever had to do drastic changes to your body in a shorter period of time? And if you have, how did you do that?
Funny enough, I have not actually. And I
Oh,
think it's because I'm more theater based than I'm not like, I'm at least not yet. I'm not film. And I think that's where it comes in for film, is that it's got to be like very strategic
mm,
in how you lose the weight. And that's where the nutrition comes in, really. I don't even think it's so much, I mean, yes, it's a workout regimen, but that's going to be like hardcore nutrition coach, personal trainers, uh, definitely not sustainable, like for the short term, but it's not something that's going to last. Like you couldn't live your life the way that the actors do to get the physique they need for certain roles.
okay, gotcha. So it's yeah, but you can get it. But realistically, healthy wise, you could do it over time. But that's more.
I would say like 12 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, you could drop some serious weight with like a strict workout and nutrition regimen.
Mm. So
Hmm.
since you're into acting, dancing, and singing, do you try to go for a body look, or do you like? Because since you're not really doing like films where you have to bulk up or anything like that, or what do you try to keep yourself at in terms of look wise? And
Yeah. So I try to just stay fit at this point. Like I try to stay lean. I am a very tall girl, you know. So when going in for certain roles, it's either the guy that I'm with is too short for me, so then I don't fit the look, you know. So there's a whole bunch of things that go into it, but it is really all about your look. Um, and for me, I'm comfortable with like where I'm at now. Before, I felt like I was like trying to fit a mold. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I tried so hard to fit into this mold. I was always like a bigger build growing up, and I always felt like the fat friend. Truthfully, that's how I felt all the time growing up. Um, and then after a while, I was just like, no, like everybody has different bodies. Like some people are just naturally like larger than others, and I'm like, I'm a 5'7" female who's what, I'm like 150 pounds, but I am strong. Like I'm much stronger than I was 150 pounds like in college versus 150 pounds now. Um, So like I maintain really. I'm not out for like weight loss anymore. I'm just like maintaining and getting stronger.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. I did see you lift some of the some heavy weight there. It was pretty impressive. I was like, you're going for it. So
Not super crazy, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
no, that's actually pretty impressive. And then, so I know we talked about some of the challenges that some of the people typically face. So you're a great example of this. So you're doing a lot of things in your life. You're training, you're acting, and everything like that. How do you manage your time and fit it all together? Because that's kind of a lot of the challenges that the people that are listening to this podcast and our YouTube videos are dealing with.
Yeah. I definitely am blessed to be like just naturally very organized.
Mm.
I would say what's the quote? It's like if you lose an hour in the morning, you'll spend the rest of the day looking for it.
Mm. I
I
like
think
that.
I think is a very appropriate quote because like if you don't love what you're doing when you wake up, like it's going to make waking up so much harder.
Mm.
But when you have I've created a morning routine for myself. I like am excited to get up and do. And with that, like when I start my day in that correct mindset, I don't want to say correct. When I start my day in that mindset, then everything else kind of just falls into place. So like before quarantine, I had days where I was, 7 a.m. client at the gym. Then I had to get to Manhattan to sign up for an audition,
Oh,
but
wow.
then back to the gym for a client and then back for my audition slot. So especially in New York City, there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of planning. Like you have to be very, you just have to have it together. I don't know. I know that's like the worst advice.
No, but it's true though. It is what it is.
It's so true. And I think it's just a matter of like prioritizing what is most important to you. Like if I start my day and I start doing like things that aren't super important to me, then I'm just like gonna be in that like beta state the rest of the day. I'm not gonna be in like a flow state where I'm like, oh, okay, I got my creative projects and I finished them before noon, and then can start working on something else. I mean, quarantine, truthfully, has really helped me get into that. So
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it for the most part.
It is weird like that. Quarantine's kind of forced you to kind of reevaluate everything.
It definitely has. Definitely has. It's been like a blessing and a curse,
Yeah. My situation, I've got too many people in the same house, but I mean, other than
Oh yeah.
that. But no, that's a really interesting factor. And then what's your nutrition like? How are you, or actually, let me ask you a different question. What would you say that that people should be doing in terms of their nutrition that is kind of like a staple that you feel like needs to be in everyone's diet and taking like they should be adding in and stuff like that?
Exactly what you just said, adding in. I think that is a key thing. I think so often people think that nutrition is about like taking things out. Like, oh, I got to get rid of junk food, or I have to stop eating pizza, no more French fries, things like that. And I think that those things are all things that we can have in moderation, but it's just it's approach versus avoid. So we say, oh, I'm going to avoid these things. And that's like where everybody comes from. It's not just one person. We all do it. But saying like, I'm going to add in more whole foods, that already puts you, like it sets you up to win because you're already like, okay, I'm going to add this in. I don't have to take this away. But just naturally from adding in those things that fuel you and make you feel better, like you'll want to have more of that. And people start to notice like, okay, so I have like the bagel in the morning, but let me have berries with it. And then it's after a while as you're like, oh wow, I feel so heavy after I have that bagel or whatever. And then people on their own start to realize, you know what, I don't have to have that every day. I can have it like once a week or once a month. So over time, like it's a process like anything, but over time, I've worked really hard on trying to develop those habits as well. But it's all about developing those habits and I think having that approach mentality versus avoid.
I like that. That makes sense. Because it's like what you're basically saying is like if you add in more of the things that that are healthy for you and enjoyable, you're going to kind of naturally eliminate the things that are not really that good for you because you're feeling good with what you're eating and stuff like that.
Right. Like if you say like, oh, I'm having pizza tonight, but let me have a salad before I have the pizza. You already like are a little more full. You've had the healthy greens, and some healthy fats as well, probably. And then like, you're not going to gorge yourself on pizza because you've already had this, and your body's getting the nutrients that it needs to stay full for longer. Yeah. And just helps you in the long run.
No, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And actually, since you do dancing and because dancing is a part of what, it's a part of your craft. How's your stretching regimen? Like, what does that look like?
That's a really good question. I actually so when I'm warming up for a workout or something, I usually will do like a little cardio warm up and then I will stretch completely. And I think I do like 3 to 5 minutes of stretching, 5-minute warm up, 5-minute stretch type of thing before I get into my workout. I think it depends on the workout too. But for dance, gosh, it's usually like a much longer warm up. I was doing a dance class. I want to say we'd be doing like 15-20 minute warm up before getting into like the combinations, just because you got to like make sure your ankles are warm and your hips are moving the way they should, just making sure your joints are feeling good before you start jumping around.
Do you ever use dance as a cardio activity?
Oh yeah, I do. I absolutely use dance. Like, when the quarantine started, I was like in my workout like mindset. I was working on a lifting program at the gym, so I was just in this like very regimented program. And then quarantine started and I started like dancing around my room again, like just for fun, like put on some music and literally just go buck wild, because that warmed me up better than anything else.
That's good.
And then I had fun.
And that's the main thing, is actually to enjoy it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting because you're in like so many different genres, so it's kind of interesting how you're naturally incorporating fitness in all of these things. This is more of just a question for myself. What do you want to do like long term? Like, when do you feel like you want to go long term in the musical theater? Do you want to start becoming like, am I going to start seeing you as an action adventurer? Like, where do you kind of see yourself in terms of that?
I think my landscape is kind of shifting right now too, as everybody's is. I mean, my overall goal, especially moving to New York City, was performing. That was the long term. Like, eventually I want to see myself on Broadway one day. It's just so hard to like tangibly look at that right now because performances, Broadway's canceled until 2021, which is like crazy. So just even that, like, not knowing right now, I think I'm kind of like in this loop of feeling unsure. But so I'm just like recently have kind of started to try to do this on my own, like a solopreneur, if you will.
Yeah, right.
And just like really incorporating again the fitness and the nutrition into the overall lifestyle approach versus just like the all or nothing. So yeah, I am going with the flow right now. I would love to be able to do it all.
Well, you are kind of doing it all.
I know. I think that's the issue with performers too. We want to do it all. We're like, but we're good at like 5,000 things. Can't I just do them?
That's true.
You get it. So like honestly, I could see myself doing virtual training, virtual coaching. I can do it from anywhere, anytime. And I think the landscape is shifting to that right now.
Pretty much.
And that's kind of like what I've been trying to shift into and figuring it out, navigating my not small, this is a big room for New York, but just the apartment, sharing the apartment with 2 other roommates as well. And yeah, I think there's just so many paths, especially in the fitness and nutrition industry, because it's fairly new, really, when you think about it. Like over the last 30 years, it's really just become what it is today.
Yeah, there's so many things that you're learning and finding out, and It's crazy. And actually, I was talking to one of my previous interviews. He was in fitness and nutrition for over 30 years, and it's crazy because he started off as a natural bodybuilder, but just even his path, it's just a different world. He was talking about reading books. Now we go online and can figure out things in like 5 minutes. He had to study books on nutrition, so it's different. Yeah, it's
yeah.
Different.
And it's crazy. I wonder like where it's gonna keep going. You know,
yeah, virtual.
Seriously. Well, I see those though. I saw these advertisements for the mirror. Have you seen the mirror?
No, I'm missing that one. No, I'm stuck in my
Oh, it's like gonna put personal trainers out of work. Not actually, but that's like how it advertises itself. It's like you see, like it shows you the workout, and then you're supposed to just like do the workout in this mirror. And I was like, but that doesn't.
That's not gonna work.
I was like, that doesn't stop people from doing it totally wrong and hurting themselves. Like,
that's not gonna take over personal training, because that's like I think one of the biggest things. I don't know if you know, my story is like I used to be a financial planner, and
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, so I was an overweight financial stockbroker first, and I got really fat, didn't realize it. Got into financial planning, had to meet clients. I had a client fitness advice, and I'm like, why is this guy talking about weight loss the whole time? And then I look at a picture of myself, I'm like, oh my god, how much weight did I gain here? And so I got a personal trainer, and it like transformed my life. I ended up quitting my job and trying to go for something bigger. And the craziest thing was, I truly see the value of a personal trainer, because sometimes it's not even the guiding, it's not even like showing you how to lift the weight. It's just the mental game, like getting you to do the extra rep that if you weren't there, like you're sitting with me and Micayla's like, hey, just do that one more set, like, and you're like, okay, I can do it. And then that transformation in my mind, was a big thing. So I think it's a long way before, because there's so much more that one-on-one human connection provides, that personal trainers will be here forever until there's just no more people. That's essentially how it's going to go.
I know. Yeah. And I mean, even with the shifting landscape, like I've reached out to clients and I was like, hey, like I'm here for you if you still want to do training. And I've had some that are like, yes, because I'm not working out on my own. Like I'm just like, they just need someone to hold them accountable, which is completely accurate. And funny enough, before I decided to become a personal trainer, like I've never had a trainer. I never had a trainer. I didn't have a nutrition coach or anything. So like I did it the hard way for sure. But I have like, I guess you could call her like a life coach type of thing. And just like the few sessions that I've done with her here and there, it's just a world of difference. Just like you said, having that person to push you out of your comfort zone, make you do the things that you would not normally do on your own. Even just like thinking of different things. Like I was working with a client, and just from the first nutrition session to the second nutrition session, we were working on our first habit, which is develop a 5-minute action. So it's like your first habit, because it's a win. Like if you do this, take these 5 minutes every day, whatever you choose it to be, we work on that. And then like every day you have this little win, and it just grows from there. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna take out my unicycle. And I was like, what?
Where'd that come from?
He's like, yeah, I haven't taken out my unicycle since like 2007. And I was like, wow, okay, I love that. So he did, and then he did. And I was like, this is great. Like I would not have thought to have you do that, but like, not only are you like having these small wins and these goals, but like you're doing things that you would not have otherwise thought to do.
Oh man, that's amazing. I like that story. I'm gonna take my unicycle today. That's
right,
you don't hear that every day.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my goodness. So I mean, Micayla, where can people find you? What are you working on right now?
Yeah. So I just recently like launched my own website where people can find me and just like the virtual training that I'm offering and nutrition coaching, or a combination of both. It's fitwithmic.org.
Okay, we'll have it up there.
With Mic, M-I-C, .org. Yeah. And that's where people can find me. I mean, they can check out my Instagram page. I have been like trying to upload workouts on there here and there. It might I think I'm just going to move over to like a blog on the website though, just so people have a free resource as well where they can get fitness tips, nutrition tips. I'll post some recipes because I also enjoy cooking. That's been fun. And just like overall lifestyle. Like I'm super easygoing, laid back. If people want to just reach out to me, I am like absolutely happy to talk to anybody if they want to talk to me about this.
Awesome. Well, I want to ask you my final question. I've been always trying to word this correctly so it doesn't sound so morbid. But let's just say you're going to leave the planet. You're leaving off to go to space. You're traveling to another universe, whatever. Aliens came for you. And you had to leave the world. You had to leave the world. You could leave them one message for fitness and health. What would you want to leave the world with? The one last gift you could leave them?
Does it have to be like a gift or can it be like words of wisdom?
It could be, words of wisdom, a piece of knowledge that you've kind of experienced, anything like that.
This will incorporate a little of the theater as well, but a quote that I heard recently actually that's like stuck with me and I think could stick with a lot of people is Professor Harold Hill from The Music Man says, hold on, I have it in my journal.
Okay, deal.
Because I always forget the official wording. Okay. If you pile up enough tomorrows, you'll find you're left with nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. So if you pile up enough tomorrows, you'll be left with a lot of empty yesterdays.
Oh, that's big. Okay.
And I think people can take it however they want it, but it's a matter of even if I did leave this planet tomorrow, like I want to make sure that I've done everything that I wanted to do. So my message for people is just to go out and do it. Like take that first step, no matter how daunting or how scary it might seem and how long of a process or journey it might be, it's going to be worth it.
Thank you so much, Micayla. That Hustle and Fit family, I know you've gotten so much out of this. I want you to follow her, go to her website, go on her Instagram, follow everything she's doing. I mean, the words of wisdom that she just provided, I think that's just going to change a lot of lives. And honestly, I want you guys to have an awesome week and keep hustling. And